After round 9 of the NRL, it does look like the Panthers are going for title number 4. Let's see how we did last week, and let's get tipping for round 10. Let's get straight into looking how we did in round 9. And on Thursday, it started off with a corker. Panthers, my boys, they won by 30 against the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs are having a shocker. And like I said, the Panthers really are showing that they probably are the best team in the league at the moment. And although they're not top, it may not be long until they are. They won by 30 and I did them to win by 18. Amazingly, three people got the correct score. So well done to you. But I get 1 point. So we started off okay. It did go a little bit downhill though, because on Friday, Sea Eagles versus Raiders. Sea Eagles, they let go of a big-ish lead to lose. 93% of people went for a Sea Eagles win here, and truly disappointed. This has been the amazing thing about the NRL, especially this year, is that the underdogs have managed to get results, which is keeping the league fairly tight, especially for the finals for later on in the season. But there is hope for many teams, probably not the Rabbitohs though, or the Titans. But I did Eagles by 14, Raiders won by 2, so nothing for me there. Well done for the one person got the close score correct. Then Broncos versus Roosters. Once again, look, the underdog got the result. And Roosters, I say Roosters, they weren't massive underdogs. They weren't complete outsiders, but they were not favourites to win over at the Suncorp. I did Broncos by 8. Actually, Roosters won by 22. An incredible win against the Broncos there. And yeah, no one got a close score for that one. So I get nothing, and a lot of people don't get much either. Then Saturday, we had Bulldogs versus West Tigers. And my point that I've made, West Tigers have been found out. They started off well, but they are not getting the results anymore, are they? And along with the rest of most people, 87% went for Bulldogs. I did them by 10. They actually won by 8, so I get 1 point for the result, half a point for a close score. We're back in the game. Titans then versus Storm. Titans are a weird team this season because they are fighting. They are fighting. Not really getting the results bar last week or the other week. They are fighting and scoring tries, but Storm had enough to fend them off. I did Storm by 18. No, they only won by 2, so I only get the result for that one. Storm, come on, guys. Then Cowboys versus Dolphins. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Cowboys were so much of favourites here. 71% of people went for Cowboys, and I'm surprised it's that much, to be honest. I did Cowboys though, annoyingly, but Dolphins won by 2. A cracking game that was tight as anything. So I get absolutely nothing for that one. Sunday was Knights versus Warriors. And look at this, the underdogs won. 34% of people were correct, including me. I did Knights by 4, they won by 6. So I get 1 point for the result and half a point for a close score. Real tight one, that was a real tight one. Then the last game, this was no real surprise, and annoyingly I didn't get it quite in the score line that I would like, but I get the 1 point for the victory. Sharks won by 10. I did them to win by 20. Come on, just one more try would have been great to get me the close score. So after round 9, here is our league table. Coolbajul is still up there at the top, but St. Giles come into second place. Adelaide Bulldog has dropped down 1. There isn't ridiculous amounts of movement in this league. I think a lot of people are getting results wrong together because the favourites are having some surprise defeats against slightly weaker opposition. So I think everyone is sort of getting similar results here. Who else? Any other big movement? WM Footy NRL up 3. Kazaraza down 5. Felix down 4. Stormy May. Oh, you've done very, very well with the golden hat up 10 places. I am still 15th. Nothing has moved there. That's annoying. Moppy G up 5. Down 5 is G Chapman. Up 5 is Kev Newman. Hacksaw down 4. Aaron down 6. Up 4, David Oz. New Isla is down 6. Who gets the wooden spoon? Big Mac gets the wooden spoon this week. Round 10 starts at the Suncorp Stadium between Dolphins and the Sea Eagles. Now, Dolphins are pretty good this year. They are fairly consistent, only losing 3 games so far. Now, the Sea Eagles also have only lost 3 games, but their form, this one's a difficult one. Sea Eagles are technically favourites for this, but we've got to look about performances, maybe any injuries. I was just so surprised by the big lead that the Sea Eagles gave up last week, and I say this quite often. How are they going to respond? Are they going to then fight back and get the result this week, or are they going to let it hurt them and really affect their game in a negative way? Oh, that's the difficult one. Whereas Dolphins, obviously, a really, really good game against the Cowboys last week. Let's go with Dolphins, because I think momentum is now on their side, hopefully, with how the two teams have just done in the last game. I don't think there's any massive injuries or anything to note of. So let's go with a Dolphins win by 6. Then Friday the 10th of May at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith, it is Panthers. I love this top, by the way, just so you know. I absolutely love it. It does make it look like the Panther is from Jamaica. But hey ho. Panthers versus Bulldogs. Bulldogs actually on some good little bit of form, but the Panthers, as I said, they've got to be the strongest team in the league. Are there any real injuries? I don't think so. I just think Panthers will be too strong. They are destroying teams at the moment, and I don't think it will be any different. And that's all I've got to say. Annoyingly, I want to give you some more analytical views, but I can't give you it because Penrith Panthers are insane at the moment. And I say at the moment, they have been for ages, but Penrith by 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah, 20. Okay, then Combank Stadium. We've got Eels versus Broncos. Eels are struggling. They've only got 3 wins. Sorry, they've only got 3 wins. They're sitting down in 14th. Broncos are lacking consistency. They are sort of that team in the middle of the pack at the moment, which can't really. They had a little run of form, but they've got lack of consistency at the moment, and I think they are struggling with that. It's difficult. They just didn't look very good, and so you don't know what team is going to turn up, and that makes it very, very tricky to call. It could allow the Eels to pick up a little bit of form, or maybe pick up just at least 1 win, just to get them going again, but I don't know. This is a difficult one. I think simply on position and simply on overall form, you have to go with Broncos. I know they're away from home, but I think you have to go with Broncos here. So let's do Broncos by 4. Yeah, 1 try is the winning margin. Saturday at Scully Park in Tamworth. Scully Park, that is a funny name. West Tigers versus Newcastle Knights. West Tigers, like I keep saying, they've been found out. They are awful. Knights coming off two really, really good wins. And they did it without Kalyn Ponga. So that helps. You know, that should be a real confidence boost that they can win games without certain strong players in their team. West Tigers, they won't have any real offence against Knights, I don't think. So Knights are going to win this. Let's go by 6, 12. Knights by 12, I think. Yeah, I think that's a fair score. I don't think West Tigers will do awful here, but Knights should have the strength to beat them. Then, going all over the place. Netstrata, Jubilee Stadium in Sydney. Dragons versus Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs are awful and they are currently sat at the bottom of the table, mainly, I would assume, because of their shot difference, goal difference, sorry. I think Dragons should win this because I just cannot see Rabbitohs getting out of the slump that they're in. Dragons aren't exactly a strong team at the moment themselves. They are the epitome of that lack of consistency. If we're looking at teams, for example, Cameron Murray, he's not in. He's injured. So, what? It's not looking up, is it? That's the main thing. It's not looking up for Rabbitohs. There's no kind of light at the end of the tunnel moment at the moment for them. You know what I mean? At the moment for them. So I think Dragons, they should have the ability to beat Rabbitohs here. I think everyone should have the ability to beat Rabbitohs here. But I don't necessarily have much confidence in the Dragons. So let's do a Dragons win by 6. I think that's quite cautious, but they should win. AAMI Park next. Melbourne. Storm versus Sharks. Look at that. Identical form. First versus second. Both teams playing really, really well. I would like to think Sharks are looking more confident. They're a bit more free-flowing in goals. Storm, like last week, for example, they only just sneaked past a poor Titans team. But let's see. Ryan Paffenhuisen. He's obviously out injured from last week. But they've still got a strong team. It's not an easy one to call. I'm going to say Storm don't often lose at home. I think that's their advantage here, right? So I think we'll go with a Storm win. They've been keeping games quite close. So let's do a Storm win by 6. That should be a really, really decent game. A tough one to call. Could technically go either way for sure. So we'll see how it goes. Sunday the 12th, Roosters versus Warriors at the Allianz Stadium. Okay, Warriors had an incredible start and they cannot buy a win at the moment, can they? They cannot buy a win. Roosters come off 2 wins on the trot. Their form is picking up. Oh, okay. Roosters aren't massively consistent, are they? That's one thing to look at. Normally, Roosters Warriors is a competitive game. Can we really see the Warriors coming over to Sydney and getting a result when they are really on a slump? That's the main thing. They are on a serious slump. I think we've got to go with the favourites. Just looking at form, there's no real injuries that will make any sense to talk about. So Roosters, as it normally might be a close game. Let's do Roosters by 4. There you go, Roosters by 4. That should be a really, really interesting game to keep an eye on. Last game of the week, though, at the Cbus Super Stadium in the Gold Coast is Titans versus Cowboys. Both teams, Cowboys started okay, right? They started okay, but they now want, similar to the Warriors, they cannot buy a win with 4 straight defeats. Whereas the Titans, yes, they are only one game, but they are scoring tries. That is the only sort of thing that is leaning me potentially towards the Titans. But they are still the Titans. That's the thing. This is difficult. I think this has got to be the Cowboys' opportunity to get another win, right? Cowboys will be fighting to try and sneak into the finals, right? They will be fighting because it's so close. If you think even from 3rd down to say 12th or 13th, 5 points in it. So they will have hopes that they can try and push up the table. And I think Titans is now the game where they show what they can do. So I think we've got to go with a Cowboys win, but not by a lot because Titans are scoring, like I said. So let's do a Cowboys win by 6. So my predictions for this week are Dolphins by 6, Panthers a good win by 20, Broncos by 4, Knights by 12, Dragons by 6, Storm by 6, Roosters by 4, and Cowboys by 6. There's nothing in here that shows me and makes me think there are going to be a lot of really big wins. I think Panthers should probably get one of the biggest scorelines this week. But there are a lot of fairly tight matchups with games that you don't necessarily see one team pushing away too far. So I think that reflects in the picks this week. I hope you guys that are joining in are enjoying the Super Brew competition. As I said, it's good fun because it's the result, but you've also got to try and get a close score as well, which adds that little extra element. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm doing my best with the knowledge that I've got. Thank you so much for watching. Please do the minimum and like and subscribe. And I will catch you next week.